Hey guys, it's Maymay, and this week for our scripture art journaling, we're going to do 2 weeks to catch up some that I have been missing. One is John 3:16 that I told you I was doing with my GA girls, and I was saving this to show you guys later. And the other is this week's verse, and we'll get to that one in just a second. But I'm going to back up and do the John 3:16 first. Now, I told you I was going to do this with my GA girls. I've started teaching GAs, which is a new thing for me. And I took my scripture art journal to class, and I showed them what I do. And I encouraged them to make these little half sheet pages for me of their own. Oh, that's cute. Oh no, I think that's where she started. Okay, it is. To make their own scripture art journal pages that I could add to mine. And the reason for that was, I think I told you that there was a reason I wanted to do this. There was something that happened that I thought was so special. When I first came to the church I'm at now, one of the first verses I ever heard my GA girls memorize was John 3:16. And then we did it for scripture art journal, so it just meant a lot to me. So here's what they did. They took half sheets of 8.5 by 11 paper, and each one of them did a different John 3:16 journal page, and I'm going to show you what they look like. So most of them did the half pages. Well, there was one young lady who did not want to do it at first, and she was like, I'm not going to do it. I said, that's fine, just do whatever you want to, don't worry about it. Well, then a few minutes later, after everybody was started, she got excited. She said, okay, I do want to do it, and she ended up doing this full page, and I thought this would make a super cool, like, center of the book. I'm going to make a book out of these, so this is going to be the centerpiece. So she drew this picture, and she wrote John 3:16 on it. So this one I'm going to fold in half. I'm going to turn these into a little book to put inside of my scripture art journal on the page where I would normally put my own scripture art journal. So here's what we're working with. We have this one, which I think is so cute. Now, this is from Madison, and she's a softball player, and I thought this was super cute what she did. John 3:16, here's the scripture. She did believe in yourself, hit it out of the park. Isn't that cute? It's all about her. And then this one was done by one of my sweet little girls who is in, I think, kindergarten. I think she's in kindergarten. So she just kind of drew and doodled, but I love it. I love what she did. It kind of looks like a volcano this way in a bow tie if you turn it. Now, this one was done by Chelsea, and I think she did a great job. This is the scripture at the top, and she drew this little cross and did the word across here. Isn't that cute how she did that? I think it's adorable. This one was done by Ashlyn, and we're going to use another picture Ashlyn did in my scripture art journal in just a few minutes. But this is her scripture here at on the world. She drew all of this in class. I just think they are amazing. See how she did the little people going around the earth? So cute. And then this one was done by Dana, and I think she did a wonderful job with all her bright colors. And look at her little people she drew. I think it's so cute. So here's the plan. I'm going to take a piece of paper. It doesn't really matter what color. Let's see what I've got here. So I have this blue paper, and I'm going to turn this into the cover of this little book. But I'm not actually going to do a full cover, and the reason is if I fold this page in half, because these guys are the same size, they won't exactly be covered. So what I'm going to do is cover these pages. This will make sense in just a second. I'm going to cover the pages with my blue cover, and then I'm going to fold this over right where that is. So it won't be a perfect central fold. And I'll show you what I mean by that. See how it's a little short here? That's fine, because this part I'm going to glue into the book, and this is the part that's going to be the pages. Now, I didn't leave a binder, which I should have left a little binder section, but I didn't. So I'm going to do something kind of cheaty. I'm going to use some clear Scotch tape and bind this book with some Scotch tape. And I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to take this first piece, and I'm going to lay it. I know where my crease is for my book now because I just did that fold. Let me do it a little more pronounced where I can see it better. Crease that down. Good? Okay. Now this page, I'm going to put it right up against that crease. And I'm going to take this Scotch tape, and I'm going to go the whole length of the picture. And I'm just going to lay this down. I knew that would pick that up. That's okay. I've let the tape kind of grab it. I'm going to go to the crease line that I created. And I'm just going to tape this into place. So I just have that tape running all the way down, and I'm going to snip it off at the ends here. I had this one a little bit crooked, so I tried to correct it, and so my tape's lifting up a little bit, but I can put another piece down if I need to. So there's the first page in the book. Now I'm going to flip it over, and here I'm going to add the next page to the book just like this. I need to straighten this little cut out. It's a little crooked. They were so cute working on this. I think they really enjoyed doing it. I think mostly they enjoyed seeing my scripture art journaling book. All right, let's put this on this side. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put 2 pieces in here. So there's that one. Let's see if we can do both. Then I'll put, ooh, that one's really crooked. Let me cut it straighter. I enjoyed showing them my art journal, and they enjoyed seeing it. They really did. They were intrigued. It was interesting how many of them were intrigued by different pages. They were kind of like, oh, show me that one again, or let me see that one up close. Different ones. Everybody likes something different. I'm going to stick this down to my work surface first so I can hold these in place as I do this. I'm just going to run this across and catch both pages and rub that down. I'm going to lift this up and trim it again. Now I'm going to flip the page. So now that one's bound to the first one. I'm going to turn that over, and I'm going to keep adding them until all the pages are in the book. So now we have our little book all put together with all of their pages. I'm going to seal these 2 pages together. I may glue them. Let me do that real quick. So these first 2 pages that I did, they weren't sealed together, so I'm going to glue those together. I'm going to go through and make sure that all the pages are stuck together front and back so that they will be like a book. So now the book is all put together. I think it is super cute. So I have all of these little guys and have all of their work in here. Isn't that cute as it can be? I left this one loose just in case someone else decides they want to give me one to put in, because they may after they see this, because I'm going to show them how it looks completed. Now on the front of the book, I'm going to put the scripture reference here, and I'm just going to do it with a black marker. So I'm going to write the word John. And then 3:16. I'm going to go in and just do some doodling. Just kind of build the letters up to look a little bigger. Now around the page, I'm going to do some stitch marks because I love to do that anyway. So just do some stitch lines. Down at the bottom, I'm going to put by the GA Girls 2015. And then I'll remember that, and now I want to put this into my book, but I want to show you what I'm going to do first. So this piece of paper is cut to fit into my scripture art journal, and I think that the blue and the red, the blue and the green remind me of the world. So I'm going to use this to put in the book, and I really am thinking I want to keep it simple because I really want it to be, the focus to be on their artwork. So I'm going to glue this book in onto this page and then glue this page into the book. And this is exactly what I was wanting. I wanted their artwork to be showcased in this scripture because I remember them saying this. It was so cute. They stood before the church, the whole little group, and this is the scripture that they said the very first time I ever heard them say scripture before I was ever their teacher. And I thought it was super cute. So there's the little book, and I don't want any bulk in my scripture art journal, so I'm not going to add a tie or anything. I really want you just to be able to flip through the page and see all their work. I love this page. Okay, so let me put this into my book. Now remember, this one was before this one, so I've got to go back and put this one in. I'm going to love this page. I like the interactive pages and the ones that really remind me of things. I love that. So that is the first page we're going to do this week. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this week's scripture art journal, and I want to show you how the children have done it for me too. I love this book, this little page. I love it. I love it. Okay, so there's those. Now let's do the next one. This picture, if you follow me on Facebook, you will have seen I posted this picture Sunday. It has nothing to do with the scripture for this week. If you were following us on Facebook, you would have already seen what the scripture is for this week. But if not, I will give it to you. The scripture for this week is Philippians 4:8. And it says, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things." Now, this is a scripture that I used, that I leaned on constantly through my life, especially through my struggle with anxiety. And I love the scripture, and I've been waiting all year to do it. And I was like, how am I going to put down all those things that I need to think on? Well, kids make me think of those things. When I see kids playing or coloring or any of that, I just think there's no fear and there's no struggle and there's no worry in this page. You know what I'm saying? She just said, I'm going to draw Miss Amy and this is how she's going to turn out. And look, I have one ear, so who knows? Maybe I can't hear on that side. But I thought this is the perfect example of thinking on good things. Everything in here, she made me an artist. See, she gave me an easel, and I think this is a pencil or a paintbrush in my hand, and I just love it. And the best part is, look how skinny I am. Love it. So this is what I want to think on when I think of that scripture. So at the bottom, I'm going to add Philippians 4:8, not the whole verse, just the reference. I'm going to put it in this area because I think I'm going to have to cut this page down just a little bit to fit into my book. Philippians 4:8. I just love it. I'm going to trim it down just a tiny bit. Not going to cut her name off, so we're going to have to trim it creatively all the way around. See how much we can get off the page. Now this is going straight into my scripture art journal. And what's interesting is I didn't think about doing this until someone mentioned it on Facebook that this is where this should go. And it's absolutely perfect for me. Absolutely perfect. GA girls have been very involved with me these last few weeks on my scripture art journal, obviously. This will be 3 weeks when I tell you what we're about to do. Tomorrow night in my GA class, they are making cards to send to William Seppi that I told you about in last week's scripture art journaling video when I asked you guys to show love to someone and then kind of art journal about it. So tomorrow night in class we're making cards for him, Christmas cards. And so my plan is to take pictures of those cards and put that into my art journaling some way to show the love that we did. Maybe like make it like a scrapbook page of the night or something like that. So that's why I wanted to skip, and I didn't. But I'll put it on this side. I'm not going to worry about that. I was supposed to skip a page and I didn't. But I'll put the Christmas cards that we do, I'll put them on this side, the pictures of that. So there we go, 2 weeks. And my girls have done so much of it, and I love it. It's interesting to say my girls because I've always had boys, but my GA girls do a great job. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was pretty much probably just for me, but it really speaks to me. And I say your journal should speak to you. When you open it and you go through the pages, it should speak to you. Thanks so much for coming this week and watching one more time. We're so close. We're on week, is this 49? Let me look and see because I don't want to get that wrong. Philippians 4:8 is week 49. We're only doing 52 weeks of this year, so we are so close to our completion. And I will see you guys next week, and we probably will do 2 pages next week too, because I'll go ahead and have the one for this page and then the current week, which will be week 50 for that one. So if you've never done this with us before, you can check us out on Facebook at Hide His Word in My Heart. It's a Facebook group, and we'd love to have you. We'll be doing this again next year, a little bit differently, but something pretty similar. And until next week, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.